This is Creative Studio with Ted Kulakevich.
Hey, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about icons and show you the top 3 things to avoid while creating them and just a simple guide to get you started. So I did a quick Dribbble search and I found these icon sets that I wanted to focus and dissect today. Just a forward, this isn't to roast anybody, but mainly used for educational feedback purposes. The first rule I want to talk to you about is consistency. Are the icons consistent? Are they repeatable, or are they different in each one? So let's break this down. Starting with this top left one here. So we have this sketched looking icon set, and looking right away we have a outline element paired with a filled element. And I really like this texture that they used. It's a more hand-drawn organic feel. The only thing is, looking at these, each one has one splash of filled color, where this one has 2. Now that's not a very big thing and doesn't necessarily mean that this is a bad set. It just, we have a little bit of inconsistency with the fill happening. So moving forward to the second one here, we have pretty consistent icons. We have an outline happening along with a filled element. However, if you see this one, it has a very small kind of male element, whereas the search is large here and also kind of looks like an outline form. And then the cups are more of a medium. So I would say this icon on the right and on the left is closer, because we have the male icon here filled with the line, and then we have the cup glass with the drink inside with the line here. And for this one, it's more of a larger piece. Taking a look at these other icons, a few of them are a bit different from the others. So here we have the plus sign finishing the screen. We have a cutout here, so the elements don't ever interact, which is good, and that's consistent throughout. However, this icon at the bottom left and this one at the top right has just a orange happening inside, whereas these are all kind of on the outside and cut. And finally, looking here, the icons overall are very consistent and look great together. However, we are seeing a little bit of a difference. For example, this one on the right here, we have a drop shadow element, which doesn't repeat with any of these other overlapping elements. And this one doesn't have this filled element happening besides the arrow. So they're a little bit different from each other, but they still work as a set. And overall, I think all these are still great. Just small little tweaks could get them a bit more consistent. The second rule, an important thing to keep in mind when creating icons, is the simplicity rule. So are your icons simple? Can they scale down and work as part of a smaller, larger set? So for example, I scaled these down for each one, and we'll just have a look at them. And just keep in mind that not all icons are held to the same level of scalability and compatibility in smaller spaces, just because not all icons are meant for that purpose. Whereas this icon on the right, I would expect to scale down, as well as this one here. Some of these other ones could be just more of like artistic representations of things and used as spot icons, so a bit larger on the website. With that being said, let's just have a look and see what they're doing. So starting with this one on the left again, they do scale down. However, the lines are very thin and it's on a dark background, so they're starting to get washed out a little bit. So I would say if they wanted to use these on smaller, they would need to increase the stroke weight. For the second one, they scale down nicely. The only thing that might get lost is this thin cut. However, they're still legible on this small size, so I think these are great. These also scale down nicely. It's a little bit tight with a calendar here, but overall they scale down nicely and they work in smaller sizes, so that's a plus. And then these work really well on the smaller size as well, just because we have a dark accent. We have these color accents with like a dark color on top of them, so they scale down nicely. So overall, most of these pass the scalability and simplicity test. So just keep that in mind when you're creating your icons. Make sure that they will work in the sizes that are required, and that's the second rule. The third and very important rule is, are your icons identifiable? Are they clear? Do people understand what you're trying to communicate with them? because that's a key in icon. Unless they're paired with the text and they can be more abstract, you want people to look at the icons and be able to tell what you're trying to tell them. So let's look at these again and play the guessing game. This should be fun. See if we can identify what they're trying to communicate through these icons. And let me know in the comments if I got all these right, or if you think some of these meant something else. So let's look at this first one again on the left. And I'm gonna guess that this one means that you got some kind of notification about time or a meeting in the mail. This one on the right is some kind of business deal. A handshake usually represents that. Over here, maybe we're talking about some kind of marketing, voice, messaging. And this one's ideation, creating and coming up with ideas, being clever. So that's what I think about this first set. Looking at these other icons, we see somebody getting a notification, some kind of email. The second icon, they're looking at it, reading the information. And the third one is party drink. So this could be maybe some kind of party planning or invite app, or representation of something like that. Looking at these other icons, we are seeing a few different messages happening. So I'm going to start with the top left here. So this looks like some kind of website, some information that's liked. Then we see a currency symbol, so money. This next one is obviously a calendar. I don't 100% understand what this is supposed to represent. Some kind of refresh or reload with some kind of either document or file there. Here we're seeing some kind of information flow chart pointing in a certain direction. So developing some kind of chart or mind map type of thing. And this one, of course, is a like button icon. Looking at this last set over here, so we obviously have some kind of map. They're creating a path or a roadmap. The second one is a date that's scheduled and a time. Here we see communication happening. This is a document with information, some kind of error or information, important information that you should read. And this one, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like some kind of chart and a graph. I just don't know what this pointer thing means. Maybe some kind of message about the graph. So overall, I think we understand what these icons are saying, and they're probably gonna be paired with some text, which is gonna help. Just keep that in mind when you're creating your icons. Make sure that people understand what you're actually trying to show them, unless of course it's an abstract set. So let's just do a quick recap. The three main rules about iconography and designing your icons. Are they consistent? Are they repeating? Can you create a set out of them? Are they simple? Can you scale them down and use them in small sizes? Will they be legible in small sizes? And third, legibility. Do people understand what you're trying to show and say with your icons? If you get those three things right, you should have a great icon set, and good luck creating those icons. Post in the comments if you want me to talk about something else in the design process, and I'll see you soon.